Hello, folks. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about Krutrim Cloud. Cloud.olakritrim.com. So, this is a cloud service that is being provided by Ola, which is an Indian company, and I work in Ola. I'm proud of it. And basically, Ola Krutrim Cloud is like any other cloud provider. We are trying to provide infrastructure as a service, and soon we'll provide platform as a service, software as a service, and all. For example, we are already providing some software as a service. I'll come to that. So anyone can go ahead and register, right? I've already registered. So we are primarily talking about GPU, but we have CPUs also. We have AMD, Intel, and soon we'll have ARM also, right? So yeah, I mean, you can see a lot of details about Ola Krutrim Cloud, right? I'll show you the UI. I'll show you, like, this is how it looks like, the console. This is the home, and I want to start off by showing that you have machines, right? For example, now you can go ahead and reserve machines, and so you can see over here that there are machines over here. Let me pick up one of them over here, say for 3 rupees per hour. So I have some credits. I think I have some 9,200 credits. I actually wasted some. I'll tell you where I wasted. I think I wasted basically over here in this thing called K-Pods, which is actually a Jupyter hub. I don't know if you know what's a Jupyter hub. Let me try to show you what's a Jupyter hub. Let me see if my screen is being shared for this also. So yeah, this is being shared. So Jupyter hub or Jupyter notebook, basically. I think it's Jupyter hub and not Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook comes as part of Jupyter hub, I think. Notebook, yeah. So you have Jupyter notebook here. So I think it's kind of like Google Colab and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, this is basically Jupyter notebook or Jupyter hub actually. So you can see I created a pod over here. So we'll come to this. I created a pod over here, and you can create different kinds of pods. So I think I used this. It's the cheapest one I could get, 41 rupees per hour. I've already used it for like 11 hours, which is like basically 41 into 11 is like some 500 rupees already wasted, because I didn't even use this. I created this and then I forgot about it, right? And the biggest problem in cloud, like, basically you should use whatever you create. I'm going to delete this after this video because I'm going to show some credentials and stuff, so I should not expose them. So yeah, I mean, this I mean, you have different stuff over here. You have machines, you have models, AI models, maps. I still haven't explored the models and maps yet. I've explored machines. One moment, let me see if we can get some machine now. I think in Bangalore there are no machines, but in Hyderabad there are machines. So let me reserve one. Let me see if I can get one. KP is me. Test. Say 4 or whatever. I think 2. Right. 32 GB is the least. So there is only this image for now. And let me choose the ED25519 key. Public network is the default, and I don't want to have any. So this is 3.192. Create, confirm, and it's getting created. So it looks like this, and you can see stuff like this. So let me connect to this one and show you how it looks like. Right. Here I was trying to connect to Ola Krutrim Cloud, RSA. Oh my god, I'm typing it wrong. I think one moment. I think I'm forgetting the password. damn it. Oh yeah, awesome, I went in. Anyways, so this is actually a different thing. Let me show you for, this is actually the K-pod and stuff. This is the Jupyter Hub. Let me show you for this one first of all. This machine and this machine, right? So let me connect to this machine first. So I have SSH. I'm using my SSH keys in here, Ola Krutrim Cloud, and I will use the ED25519 key, not the RSA, and it's 4096 bits. And the username is actually Ubuntu. You will notice this over here when you click how to connect. They'll say the username is Ubuntu. You give your public IP. Unfortunately, they don't tell you which is the private IP that you use to create this. I think it will come up later in the UI. I think the API might be showing it, I don't know, but when you list the machines, but the UI doesn't seem to have it. Let me see if the API has it. Let's see. Instances, I think this is the one. Response, right? So yeah, SSH key, see, it has it, but it's not being shown in the UI. I think they should show it. The API has it. It does not mention exactly which, I think this is the key over here. But it says BF018EE2. I don't know what that means. If you go to SSH keys, what does this do? Public key copy, okay. So anyways, and I think for the second one also, I think it will say this one. For AI pods, I think it's clear over here. It uses, I think, the RSA key. Group by unavailable, okay, leave that. Interesting. Let me clear this up and click this. Clear this up, click this. K-pods, group by availability, unavailable. Okay, weird. Why doesn't it show the available ones? Basically, where does this come? Anyways, so yeah, I'll just put this. Oops, this is my public key. Let me copy the IP again. My machines. Let's close this up. This is my IP. SSH-I and then SSH Ola Krutrim Cloud, and Ubuntu is the username, and you have the public key, and you are inside. I just have to put in oops. Okay, so yeah, I'm in, and it has, I think, 2 CPUs. So it has 2 CPUs, and it has this much memory, which is around 8 GB memory. Yeah. So that is KP test 1. We can also connect to KP test 2 like that. I'm gonna kill both of these one after this thing because I don't want it to be running just like that. Oops, awesome. So yeah, this is KP test 2, as you can see here. So let's actually kill these. I don't want it now. I'll just terminate the machine, terminate, and I'll terminate because I don't want to waste money now. I've not been using these at all. Actually, we are still sometimes buying hardware and it keeps getting added, but I think now quite some hardware is available. So it will show up as reserve now, or else it will show up as notify me once hardware is available and all that. You can see it's AMD architecture. We will have Intel soon. For storage, we have object storage, and you can create buckets. For example, I can create KP test 6, I think. This is already there, I guess. Can I create 7? Let me see what is there. Till 6 I have. Let me just put 7 over here. KP test 7. And you can just put something. You can't put hyphen and whatnot. It will say it should only contain alphabets. So something, and another thing here, you cannot put hyphen. It should contain only alphanumeric. So you can put numbers over here though. These are tags, and you have server-side encryption. Create the bucket, and it's created. And I have a tool over here which I use, which is called S3CMD. I've configured this, and basically the configuration for this would be, you basically look at so it will say pending at the end initially. If it says failure, I think it will not happen. I mean, it will not work, of course. I am still yet to figure out in what cases it ends up in failure. If it's successful, you can just get the URL like this. This is the endpoint URL which you use, right? This is the endpoint URL for the bucket, for the S3 compatible API host and everything, right? So it's basically this. It's in this case, it's Bangalore 1. KOS is Krutrim object storage. It's an S3 compatible object storage, and then Ola Krutrim SVC service, right? So I've configured S3CMD with this. Basically, I've put the Ola Krutrim access key ID, which is in Ola Krutrim, it's called public key, as the AWS access key ID, and I've put the Ola Krutrim secret key as the AWS secret key here in this S3CMD. So S3CMD looks like this. S3CMD is an open source S3 compatible, S3 API compatible client, right? So for managing S3 compatible storage services. And then for region, you mention AP South 1 basically. So when you actually create the bucket, you actually see it's AP South 1, right? So you mention AP South 1 as the region, right? And for any host, you mention this, right? That's all. Cool. So, and once you do that, you should have your S3CMD. Let me actually show you how it looks like. You basically do S3CMD configure, and so in this case I've put the access key, secret key. Don't worry, I'll actually remove this off once this demo is over. And then the AP South 1, and then you can see actually I've put the S3 endpoint as this. By default, some other S3 endpoint comes up, like which is this usually. In the case of Ola Krutrim, it's this, the Krutrim object storage. And then actually for buckets, I tried to use this as the host name, but unfortunately we still haven't created bucket APIs which are S3 compatible bucket APIs to create and delete buckets. You can only create and delete buckets from the Krutrim console, the Krutrim object storage UI, right? I've heard as cloud or Ola Krutrim. Anyways, encryption password is nothing, and then oops, there's nothing, and then GPG, and then yes, HTTPS, and then no proxy servers, and then yes, and then yes. That's all, right? You do this, and then you do S3CMD list. You can list all your. So you have tests, you have 1, 2, 3 new, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 was a failure, that's why 1 isn't showing up here. 1 is a failure, but others are showing up, like tests and all that. And if you want to see what is inside, then you can see it. If you want to upload something like put, you can do that, right? Wow, something random. Oops, not this. This is enough. Or this, maybe this is enough. Yeah, so you can see it's uploaded this, and I can again do this. It's uploaded 5414, and you can do this, and you can see 541424057, right? So, and you can also get it back, like get. You can use get. One moment. S3CMD get. Oops. So let's do S3CMD help. I think it is put get only. For some reason it's not. Okay, I think it hasn't been stored in my thing. S3 colon test and then wow.txt something wow hyphen random and then .txt. You can get it, and then you can see over here that wow has been locally copied to something in S3 and Ola Krutrim cloud. It's not S3, I mean it's KCS, Krutrim object storage, and so that is storage and machines I showed you. And then AI pods, basically you can get these, the reserve now which shows up. I got the NVIDIA H100 41 rupees per hour, the tiny one NVLink. There are other ones 800 and all, but the hardware once they add it, it will come up here. So I've created one pod. It is in active state. How do you connect to it? You can use SSH. That's what I did over here. If you can see here, I don't know what happens over here. Probably you can do. I think you can do secure copy. Yeah, of course, using SSH, or you can do secure file transfer protocol like transfer things. I think. I don't know, but and you can also, of course, do tunneling or whatever. I think this is to send, put data into stuff, right? So home, Jovian, anyways. I don't know where the Jupyter Hub files are, but basically, in this case, to open up Jupyter Lab in a new tab, you just open this up, and you might think that this is a public thing, like anyone can open this if they have this URL, but that is not the case. For example, if I open up an incognito tab and put this URL, you will actually be asked to give a password or token. I'm not sure how they passed it over here, but I can actually see the token over here. For example, you reload this, and I'm looking at only the fetch or XHR, right? So XML HTTP request, XHR is that's the short form. So if I actually click one of these, you'll actually see the token over here. So for contents, for all the API calls, right, any FH or XHR, there are no XHR over here, but I mean XML HTTP request. But any request that goes to kpod, this URL, you'll actually see that there is actually a token. So response, these are response headers. In request headers, you'll actually see the authorization and you'll see the token here. I don't know how they passed this token from this tab to this tab and where it is stored. If it is stored in something over here, I don't know. But if I take that token and put it here, you can see that this is the token, right? Let me just show it to you again. Network, and I can actually just even search and it shows up here. Token is this, right? So this is the token, and now this is the token, right? I'll put it here and I say login, enter, like login, and it will log in. So it's password protected or like token protected actually in this case. So yeah, and yeah, I mean you can run stuff over here. For example, if you want your notebook, you can run Python right over here. So let's say a equal to 2, command enter, and then next you say a plus 100, command enter, it will show 102. Anything, right? A star 10. Yeah, that's also basically it's a Python environment. If you know how Jupyter notebooks work, you can run any Python code. Popularly, people run stuff like, I don't know, pandas for data stuff or anything like that. So yeah, I mean discard. Let's kill all of this and terminate pod. What are these logs? I never saw these logs. Interesting. So let's download these logs for later, just to simply try to check it out. This is to refresh these logs, I think. Interesting. So you can also stop the pod and connection. You can also see they have TCP ports mapping over here. I think this is the SSH server port. Usually the port is 22, but in this case it's actually 20,053. Internally it's 22, but externally it's 20,053. This is the public IP, so yeah. Cool. So yeah, I mean, let's see if it has some Docker or something. Does it? No, it doesn't. Like, how are they running this? I don't know. CPR. Are they using containers? PSOX, grep, Python? Yeah, they have something Python running. IPython and all. Looks like they just run it just as a VM. That's all, right? How big is this? This has memory block says 2 GB, total online memory is 2 TB. Wow. It doesn't say the memory over here. It says 60 GB memory. Wow. 10 GPU RAM, 16 vCPUs. So LS CPU should be 16. So CPUs. It says CPU family is 6. How many CPUs? CPUs it says 192. Wow, okay. I think this is not this is a machine, and like a part of the machine has this notebook. I don't know. Disk space. So it's quite a bit. Anyways, I'm gonna kill this off so it doesn't matter, I think now. I'm gonna just go ahead and say stop pod. So once you start the pod, again it's not guaranteed to be available. Okay, stopping. Does this still run when it's stopping? It's stopped. This is still running though. If I kill this is still running now. I wonder why is that the case? Anyways, something to check out with the team. Oh, it's lost. Okay, cool. So looks like that's all. After this, it won't be available. Like, I'm guessing telnet and access this. Oops. 20053. Yeah. No router host. Basically, it's killed now. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I still haven't tried the other stuff. I've only tried compute, storage, and AI pods. I'm yet to try maps, and there are more services coming up. It's just that the UI is not built, but a lot of services have been like built, even deployed and running and all that. It's just not showing up on the UI because the UI is still being developed. It's catching up, I think. And the models, yeah, I still haven't used any. And for keys, yeah, I mean the API keys are over here. I'll be deleting this because I showed you the API key, so I'll have to delete it. Different API keys for different stuff. For no object storage, I'm not able to select this, but I think for maps and models it'll be separate. So that's all I had for this video. That's in the next one. Bye bye.